It's time for you to know and for us to start our show. Have a drink and take a seat here on Brewsic and Boozies.
I don't know why when I hit record, all of a sudden you get all like blurry. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Doesn't record that way though. It's good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and we're back. Romancetuary continues into February.
Yes, it does.
Going strong.
Going cold. Because there's 6 more weeks of winter, as we learned here.
I know. So we
it was like spring here, by the way. It was like 50 today here.
Oh, it's been 70 degrees here. I have shorts on. But 50 is like a heat wave for you guys.
Yes, heat wave. It's gonna cool down, but anyways.
So yeah, we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We got a romance movie. We got a Groundhog's Day movie. Probably the only Groundhog's Day movie in existence, I would imagine. I don't know of any other Groundhog's Day.
That's not an animated groundhog.
Oh yeah, I mean Jack Frost has a groundhog.
A movie about a groundhog, or
Caddyshack.
I don't know, a documentary about groundhogs. I don't know.
Yep. Yes. So we're talking about Groundhog's Day. What year was this made? 80 something.
I want to say either it broke 90. Because I think it came out after Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, it did, because this is when Harold Ramis
movie's 89.
and Bill Murray. So it has to be the 90s.
So 90 something. 93? I don't know. Fact checker.
It came out after we were born, which is wild to me. Because okay, so let's get into.
I remember trailers.
Memories.
Yeah, but I think I remember seeing trailers for this movie at some point in my life, which is possible, but maybe that was on a different movie. They used
to play trailers on television for movies they were going to show. So maybe you did see a trailer. And they showed it on cable TV.
Ooh, guess who's right? 1993.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah. February 12th, 1993. So it didn't come out on Groundhog's Day. You know what it did come out on? That's right. Mr. Abraham Lincoln's birthday. That's right.
Happy birthday, good old Abe. But yeah, what's your earliest memory of this movie?
I remember seeing it like on TV once, and I'm like, I know it's Bill Murray, and it's like, oh, this is some weird comedy. Didn't interest me. I don't remember what it was about. I thought it was just some boring movie about literally something that happened on Groundhog's Day, and that was it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's it. And it was like, that was a joke. It's just like, it's a boring day. And it just happened to be that. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to rent this from the library. And I watched it. I remember seeing the back of it. And it's different scenes of him. You might maybe know what I'm talking about. And it's like a calendar frame.
I do know what you're
February
talking about.
12th. Or February 2nd. And then it's one scene like this and another scene him doing this and this. I'm like, I don't get it. And then I watched the movie, and then I'm like, after the first repeated day, I go, okay, I guess that's gonna happen once. Cool. And then it happened again. I'm like, all right, so it happens another time after that. And then it happens again and again and again. So then I was like, all right, I get this movie now. So it was like this kind of weird. You don't call it sci-fi, you call it more supernatural, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's more supernatural.
Yeah. And I thought it was like, oh, is he going to end up being in a dream? And, all those kind of tropes. And this movie didn't do that, thank God. And then, so I watched it then. I was like, all right, cool movie, I guess. It was 90s. I kind of just like took it as a 90s film, and it kind of gave me nostalgia for that time. Everybody's outfits are just so like everybody in my family's in that movie. Like they even like, what's his name with the sweater? Chris Elliott. So anyway, those are my earlier memories. And then I watched it again later. And I think that's when I kind of had epiphany about this movie. So, and I got it even more. It kind of just sunk in.
Yeah.
And I just kept watching it and over. And like, I just go through it as an adult. I kind of grew up with this movie when it came out, and then I get to grow up with it because I kind of get all of the messages in it now.
Yeah. I I didn't see this movie until you told me to watch it, actually. I had never seen it.
Yeah.
And I think like maybe 2 years ago, I finally, it was like on Netflix at the time or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat down and watched it finally. So it's because of you I watched it.
Yeah. Speaking of romance movies, I didn't do it, but like I literally sat and watched all of Sleepless in Seattle, which for the first time.
I have not seen that movie.
And everyone knows that movie. Yeah. Yeah. And it's great. I mean, I still love it. I was like, it's a good movie. I can't take it away from it. And it's just maybe because of nostalgia and Tom Hanks, but still I'm like, it's a good story. I like it. It's cool. Anyways, sorry, not to take away from what we're talking about, but that just came to mind. First time seeing it was last year or year before. Crazy.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
And
but I didn't see this
so what are
movie
your
as a kid
initial
either.
Right. So you're seeing this as an adult and you're like taking it. It's hard to probably see this as with kids' eyes, even though you're very childlike. But I'm just saying it's hard.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
you
as
to
an adult,
probably...
I loved it. I think it's one of the best written like romance movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. My other favorite romance movie is a movie called About Time, which is also a supernatural movie. It has time travel.
I haven't seen it, and people told me to see it.
So good. You'll bawl your eyes out. Well, maybe not you, but I know I bawled my eyes out.
I think I wanted to watch it, but that guy always gives me a weird vibe. I know he's good.
Him.
I know it's his look. Something about him. I don't know. It kind of freaks me out. I don't know what it is. I know he's a good actor. I've seen him in Star Wars. I think he was in, right? He was
Domhnall Gleeson. His name is Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah.
His father is Brandon Gleeson, who's also an actor.
I haven't seen that movie, but is there similar beats in that movie with this one by any chance?
No, it's not similar beats. It's just, I don't know what, like these movies that are not straight romance movies are just some of the best romance movies out there.
But what I find amazing about this movie, is that this is the blueprint for every Hallmark Christmas movie out there.
Yeah, basically. I just watched one.
Hallmark or whatever.
Freeform,
whatever. This was the start of it. This is the movie that did this first. So
you're right.
I find that funny, and I've never really watched those other movies, but I get a kick out of that storyline no matter what. Now I've seen it. And did you ever see the Tom Cruise movie? What was the name of that movie? Day After. No, I'm gonna get this wrong.
I know which one you're talking about.
Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow. Yes, Edge of Tomorrow. And they play those fun beats in there as well.
Supernatural did it too.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure there was a Supernatural episode.
There's a Supernatural.
They did everything, and that's why Supernatural's the best. But it just takes all the cool stuff in pop culture and movies and just makes episodes out of it.
When you were a kid, did you see the movie Christmas Every Day?
No. What was the one I told you about?
Basically
I watched
the same
recently?
movie.
Yeah, but what was the one I watched recently with Jay Moore? What was that called? I told you to watch it. It was that
I
too.
don't remember.
It was the same.
Yeah.
It was called Everyday Christmas or something. It was like very similar.
But this
title.
Groundhog's Day is by far the best and the most superior of.
All right, I'll have to check that one out too.
Movies. Christmas Every Day.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
It's old.
Who's
I don't
in
know
it?
where you even find it. I don't even remember.
Okay. All right. So let's start dissecting and analyzing this movie.
I have a drink.
Let's dissect that first.
Limoncello. I don't know why. I bought a bottle of Limoncello. It's very good. It's by Acre Distillery right here in Fort Worth. It's so good. I love it.
I'm not drinking because I actually have places to go later, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, I know you got it. Get in the car.
If I have that, it's really nothing. But I just so I have my leftover from work today, my leftover coffee. So I can stay awake for the rest of this day, and then hopefully relive it tomorrow. Feels like it every day.
It's Groundhog's Day again. Let's dive in because this movie is just so. I mean, and Bill Murray. I know some about. You probably do too about the behind the scenes of this movie a little bit.
Yeah, the drama was pretty rough. Hearing about.
Well, yeah, that's part of it, but also. Like on set, Bill Murray, because when you film movies, you don't film in order. So he wasn't sure where in the story he was when he was acting. So he had to get cues from this on set to
Is
be
he?
like,
Yeah, he says,
what Phil
am I
today?
jerk Phil or my
Yeah.
my nice Phil? Yeah,
I love that.
I remember him saying that.
He's such a jerk too. Like from that very first scene, he kind of he's
That's
not
pretty
as
much Bill Murray.
bad as his character in Scrooge, but he's pretty bad. He's very mean, and he's
I think
like
it's
not
him
even
heightened by like 2.
Yeah, but he's also like he acts so like he's famous in this, and he's like just a little newscaster, like on like a local news station.
But he has that, but he has that popularity, and he's just like he's got that arrogance and egotism about himself. So, I was like, so first time, like, I think that's what turned me off. And I think what turns a lot of people off about this movie is that like, he's a star, he's the lead, and he's not likable.
No,
and
yeah.
you have to wait a while to see if he does get likable.
It's like 3/4 of the movie.
You have to wait a while. And it's kind of like, who wants to watch a jerk for 2/3 of a movie?
I mean, I guess that's a
tough thing. That's a tough thing to do. Tough thing. I mean, you may have just loved Bill Murray, but like we love jerks if they're being what I call lovable dicks, where it's like they're doing it in a charming way. He's not really doing it that charmingly. Sometimes he is, but overall, he's just like, all right, I'm just no. I don't. What's your
favorite day that he lives?
Groundhog Day, of course.
Of the 10, supposedly he lives like 10,000 Groundhog Days or something like that.
Yeah, it's insane. There's no way to tell.
Confirmed. But what's your out of the ones that you're shown? What's your favorite one?
It's hard because I think it's just that first day where he realizes he has the power to do whatever. It's got to be so calmingly fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I want to say it's not. I want to say it's that day where he's at the diner and he hears the piano and he's just like, all right, I'm going to go do that. I think that to me is, as in my older years, that set off a light bulb for me, because I relate with that a lot. That scene exactly, where you're sitting, you don't know what to do. I've done everything. You feel like you've done it all, or you're just bored of whatever. What kind of hobby can I take up? And he's like, well, I got the power to learn whatever I want. I can retain everything. And that's what there's a guy, like, listen, I know this movie backwards and forwards. I didn't even watch it for tonight's episode. I could just go in this cold. I've seen it more times than I think he's lived it in the movie. Seriously. So I've been in that Groundhog Day world in my head. I would just watch it every day. Why? Because I just felt like I was part of that loop, working and not doing anything different with myself. So it just felt nice that it's almost like he created he was like, it's funny how he feels like he's in a prison for about, we don't even know how many years, but he's trying to get out, he's trying to escape. And then he has that calming, what do you call it? Just he just comes to terms with, this could be my playhouse. I know everything. Why am I trying to escape it? Now I could just, this is my place now. I could just have the power to do whatever I want. And he does. And anyways, I don't want to go too much. I have a lot to say about this on the deeper intellectual level, because it is brilliant of a movie. It's beyond brilliant. But at the same time, it's just mostly a romance comedy for most people. And they're just like, all right, it's a good movie, whatever. But like, you watch it over and over and over again. It's like the movie itself is Groundhog Day. You watch them over and over and over again. There's more you see. There's more, you know what I mean? Like there's that blows my mind that you can relive the movie. Yeah. And you learn more about it, just like he is. You become him in reality. I think that's mind blowing. You're just like, what?
No, I agree. I agree with that.
I've seen, well, like, you've seen it like how many times?
Me, I've only seen it like 3 times because I didn't watch it until recently.
I've seen it 300 times, and it's still, I could still watch it. I get sucked into it so fast. Anyways, let's talk about the fun stuff. Go for it. Tell me some of your biggest takeaways of this this film and its franchise?
I mean, I just love. Well, so the romance part of it is. I love how he like has two shot, like he gets a redemption like he shoots his shot at her and fails miserably.
Oh, it's so fun. That might be one of my favorites though. Yeah.
And then we can have like, and then the story could go, like he apologizes and they're good. But no, there's more to the story of him like being a miserable person still. Like he doesn't learn from that spot, which I think is really brilliant. He doesn't learn from that. He learns from just, it's not a, I think that's the problem with a lot of romance movies. The person doesn't change. They just change for that person. They don't change for themselves. And this movie, he doesn't change. He changes for his betterment of himself. And that's how he gets out of the loop.
Quentin Tarantino was in an interview talking about this movie. He says he doesn't like that trope where it's like he's a jerk and then he becomes a nice guy because of some crazy thing. He likes stories where the characters are consistent, where it's like, okay, maybe the scenario that he is different, but he's still the same person. Like he compares Phil to who was it? Oh, to Clark Griswold. Clark Griswold is still like the same guy from beginning to end.
Yeah.
He likes that consistency because he thinks it's more realistic. You may have people change, they alter themselves a little bit over time. They just adjust, but they think like mainly they're the same people. He's like, he can't stand this trope where there's a jerk and like, oh, the lesson is he becomes a nice guy. I disagree with that entirely because I think that's something that we all need to learn, but I know he's coming from a very different mindset.
Yeah.
People are going to be jerks no matter what if they're born that way. I get it. But the problem is that when they're so cut off from the real world, and the whole point of this movie is to the guy to see the real world because he's so blinded from celebrity life or whatever you call it, weatherman
celebrity life.
Yeah. So
it's really, he's blinded by his own ego.
But right. And it's funny to me how that was his issue with the movie. Whatever. I don't like Quentin Tarantino movies, and I'll get slapped on the wrist a million times for saying that. I don't care. I know he's a brilliant filmmaker. I don't care. Not my kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say that it's not a good movie. Like, you can't say that movies that do this aren't good. You just don't prefer this type of storytelling, which is understandable. Like, sometimes I don't prefer Quentin Tarantino movies and his character development or lack of character development.
Like I said, not to go off on Quentin Tarantino. I'm just saying that was interesting to hear his take on this movie.
No, I just love that. It's not a Hallmark movie, right? Like, they learn a lesson in a very brief amount of time. And it's usually revolved around one person. Like, they meet one person that changes them. In this movie, he meets a whole town of people. Like, he is changed like all around, because it's not just this one person being like, I see through you, you're really a good person, blah, blah, blah. And then they like see the light. Like, he experiences lifetimes and lifetimes to like learn and grow. Not lifetimes, but like years and years. Like, he
you're right. No, but you're
years
saying
and years
how old is he? And
right. Like,
he
learned the language and the piano. So
he could be so old. He could be 90 in his body, because he's just living in eternity. It's funny how you have to like think that it's a deep movie when it comes to like the math involved and like like what really happens to somebody that gets stuck like this. I've seen some people dissect this movie, how impossible it is, how he ends up talking to the same person every time. It means he has to walk to that place at the exact same second at every single day, and that like that's the only way that those things can occur. Like, he could just like not wake up. I mean, he could wake up and he could just not move. Like, he knows what's going to happen.
He does do that,
right?
Like,
I'm sure he does.
He does.
And those days play out a lot different. But I think he's just like, I don't believe that what I just experienced happened. I'm going to go and pretend that didn't happen. I'm going to go back and pretend this is the first time I'm living this day. Genius. It's awesome. I'm like, that's why he's like, did we do this already? I love that. Those parts are great.
So I was talking about time, and like, not to spoil it, Well, this isn't a spoiler, but kind of like
I think
the
it's almost 30 years old. I think you're okay.
What?
I think this movie's almost 30 years old. Spoilers.
No, not
okay.
this movie. I meant about time.
About
About time.
about time in this
about
movie.
time. No. Like one of the messages of that movie is the father tells the son, go back, live every day like you're living it. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, go back and live it without like
slightly
care.
Different.
Yeah, slightly like different, knowing how it's going to happen. Like with
it's not always in your control.
It. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, not
just
trying to control
like
it.
You just gotta live your life and enjoy it.
Yeah, something we all struggle with as we live every day.
In today's day and age, especially with COVID and what happened, it's been difficult.
Yeah, we're all traumatized a little bit, but
stuck
not to get on that,
kind of doing
not to get
more
on
or
that
less
sour grapes
thing.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, because we're trying to live the best we can, and we've had so much restriction, and it's just like, who wants restriction in their life? We want freedom, we want control, and this movie gives him the power to do that. And what does he use it for? That's the message.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's mine. That's mind blowing. Didn't I send something to you? I said I was going to blow your mind. I forgot what it was about this movie. Maybe
I don't remember.
One. Remember I sent you something? I was like, oh, it's going to blow your mind. I forgot what it was.
I don't know.
It'll come to me maybe. But maybe it was that. Maybe it was that. Is that he has to like, it's just the fact that like, what was I going to say? I don't remember what I was going to say. I had an idea and then I lost it. It's okay. Don't worry. We're going to do this episode over and over again until we get it right. So that's all that matters. Okay. So,
say let's talk about the town for a second, because it's so adorable. And they filmed it. I want to say they filmed it on location and I can't remember where.
Yeah. It's in, I don't know if it's
not in
town. No. I looked it up a while ago. I can't remember offhand. Fact checker.
It's so cute though. I love it. I love that little town. It's so cute. I've never seen the Groundhog.
All this fun has to be gone. It's the day of polka. Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. You watch those people dancing? They're so
I know. They're like
white
dancing.
people dancing.
I'm like, oh my god,
I love it. It looks like my birthday parties. Or like my family members dancing, and they're all in like these like tight blue jeans, just like that's today's twerking. Like, come on. We call that the Punxsutawney twerk. Yeah,
the Punxsutawney twerk.
They're seeing their own shadows, just
man.
Seeing them in the 6 months of winter. They're looking behind,
What were you gonna say? I cut you off, and I didn't mean to.
But Bill Murray said that this, in an interview, that the guy who wrote this, he said this. I'm quoting him, that he had God in his power, or he had God in his writing, or something like that. That had to deal with God. That this story, and he says, "I'm a god." That's the whole kind of joke, because he just like.
Wait, I'm confused. Who's a god?
The guy
Bill Murray. Phil's a god, or the writer's a god. I'm very
the writer. The writer had God in his.
Did Harold Ramis not write this movie? I thut he wrote it and directed.
No. He directed. There's another guy who wrote the screenplay, or who wrote the story. I forget, but he said it's and he says it's recognized by Congress, this movie, because of its message to society.
Interesting.
That's deep. Yeah.
Yeah, that is deep. That is really crazy.
For a comedy, or like a romance comedy, Bill Murray.
Romance comedy,
deep.
yeah. Wow, I would think maybe it's Groundhog's Day,
But the more you watch it, you get what the more you watch, the more you get that sense of what are we trying to tell in the story. I just relate with this movie for so many reasons. First of all, the comedy is great.
Love it's funny.
And it's quotable.
Typical Bill Murray.
So I gotta bring up the first crazy character that we see. Not the guy from Something About Mary, not Chris Elliott, but
Is he the guy from Scary Movie? Here, take my strong hand.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
him?
that's Chris Elliott. Yeah. He's in everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some. You guys ready to go? We got to stay ahead of the weather. Whatever he says.
Mm-hmm.
Better get going. We want to stay ahead of the weather.
Over and over again. What other guy?
Yeah.
Are you talking about
And
his friend from school that he sees on the street?
No, that's what's his name from? Oh yes, that's who I'm talking about. I forget his name. Ned.
I think
Ryerson. Come on, needle nose, Ned.
I know him from Heroes.
Watch out for that step. It's a doozy.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So in the town, it is a real town, and where he steps in that pothole is real. Yeah. And I think they named it like the corner after the scene. Yeah, in the real town.
It's so funny. Yeah. But it's perfect how what's his name? He's so great. And he goes, fail, and he goes, Ned.
Yeah.
Right out.
Yeah, I love
Bing.
The trouble he causes, like robbing the armored car.
Well, that's when he's having fun. Yeah,
stealing well, that's more like he loses it and like tries to kill the groundhog. But I love like the shit he gets into.
Right. Well, there's the scene with the bowling, and like that's when he has the light bulb goes off. The idea like I could do whatever I want, or he's in the car driving them drunk, and he goes like, oh, no driving on the railroad tracks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, can we get flapjacks? Do they sell flapjacks? We say that all the time. Who is that? Oh, we also say this all the time. Ready? Nancy Taylor. Who are you? Phil.
My favorite day, I asked you what your favorite day was before.
What's your favorite day?
Is when it's not even a whole day. It's like one of the shortest scenes is when he gets out of it's like a Mercedes or something, and he's in the full Western
cowboy
outfit, and he's with the French maid, and they're going to the movie.
Old fiance. What's his name?
He's doing Dirty Harry.
It's a different name. No, but he has like a different name. He calls himself whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember. That's my favorite.
It's Barlow. It's Carlo or something like that.
That's my favorite day.
Yeah, Nancy. She's so pretty, that actress. I never saw her again. I forgot.
I don't know. I've never seen her.
She's gorgeous. I'm like, how come you're not? No, kidding. Just kidding. No, I love Andie MacDowell in this.
Oh my God. She honestly, what else is she? She's in, you ever seen the movie Michael with John Travolta?
Yeah.
Angel. Yeah. I think she's in that, right?
I don't think she ages either. She looks the same every time.
I haven't seen her. What has she been in?
I don't know. She pops up now and then. Oh, I love her in Multiplicity with Michael Keaton. That's an awesome movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
What?
Is it? I've never heard of it.
Multiplicity? I made a whole terrible crossover joke picture on it with all the different Michael Keatons. You remember?
I don't remember.
Pretty sure you liked it. That means you're a follower.
No, it means I like your artwork. No, duh.
We're gonna watch Multiplicity, and it was on like every free app too. I'm surprised you didn't catch it, or just you've never heard of it.
No,
it's not great, but it's great like for what it is. It's
definitely like one of those movies that I watched with my parents when I was younger.
It's just Keaton. I love Keaton. Anyway, check out Multiplicity. There's some fun parts in that movie, but she's great in that.
She's great. She has really good chemistry with Bill Murray too.
My favorite, our favorite line. I quote this with our friend the whole time. Jim Beam. What does he say? No ice. I think he orders, and then she goes, "I have a sweet vermouth. Rocks.
We should have got
with a twist, please." And then he orders it again. He goes like, "Sweet vermouth, rocks with a twist, please." And she goes, "That's my favorite drink."
But like, that's why I love this movie, because that's why one of the reasons I love this movie is because you see the same thing over and over again. You're like, he's being a jerk. I
love how they could just say,
but like the characters
cut,
don't know.
Go back and do it again. It's kind of like it's like acting practice for them. They're like, cut, do it again. It's like a take. Do it differently this time. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure filming this was wild, but as a viewer, it's like, you know, we know what's going on, but like it's hard to put it in reverse and think that the characters in the movie don't know what's going on. Like to them, this is like brand new. They've never experienced this day, but I'm like, I know what's happening.
I would, if you were in his shoes or even like anyone's shoes that has to do with that, I think I would break under pressure. I'd be like, I know what's going to happen. I think I would just be too like nervous that I would just ruin what I already know. And maybe like, what if this day is the last time I get to do this? What if it, like the spell is broken at the end of the day, you know, or whatever? It's crazy. Hang on, you froze there.
So
okay, you're good.
The original end of this movie was supposed to be Bill Murray gets out of the loop, but then she gets put in the loop at the end. That would have been an awful ending because it kind of negates the whole meaning behind it. I'm glad they didn't use that ending.
Yeah, they went to a fairy tale ending, which I appreciate. I think
I love the ending when they're like, "Let's live here," and then they just like
so
run
cheesy,
off, and it's
then
so
one of my
cute.
favorite songs is played. All right, we gotta talk about the music of this movie.
Okay,
I will tell you. All right, we gotta talk about the music of this movie because you know obviously the best song is "Strike Up the Music, the Fun Has Begun." It's a day of polka, but I can't not hear Sonny and Cher and not think of this movie. Come on. And that whole clock
you plays over and over again. Yeah, I love when he smashes the clock. It's so funny.
The whole clock scenes are so great.
Yeah, they
wake
are
up,
really
campers, and it's time to get your booties outside because it's cold outside.
I love when he repeats it. There's one when he's like really
yeah,
monotone.
He's so excited,
like,
and he's
"Good morning, campers."
Oh yeah, when he's just like on a mental breakdown.
Yeah,
so good.
I love that. That's probably my favorite sequence too.
You better put your booties on there because it's cold outside. Yeah, he's just
because of Supernatural, I have expected to hear "Heat of the Moment."
Yeah,
that's the song that they play.
Same thing. Well, that's what they use. It's Groundhog Day.
Yeah. I got flowers, and we actually never hear the whole song, but yeah. What other songs are in this movie?
That's why when they do it at the end, he's just like, it's actually in a different spot. Go back and watch it. That's what's awesome.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
See, I know these things. And I didn't even watch it. I know it. I just know it. I lived it.
I'm a Groundhog's Day noob.
Yes.
Okay, wait, what's the last song? What is it? I can't think of it.
It is what a day it has been. What a rare mood I'm in. I think that song needs to be in every romance movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's Nat King Cole's version too, right? Yeah, it's Nat King Cole.
No, only he's different, like two different versions, but like there's like that's the good one. That's at the end of this movie.
You were right.
I always hear it in Grumpier Old Men, but that's me too in that movie.
Oh my god, so, I have not seen Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men in so long.
They're on HBO
Max. We should do a Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau episode and just watch a bunch of their movies because my favorite is Out to Sea. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
Out to Sea. I remember we were trying to watch that as kids and we thought it was so terrible, but like it was like
love it.
Not for our liking at the time. We thought it was so silly. And we're like,
oh my god, are you kidding? When I was a kid, I loved it.
But I've seen it. I loved it too. But we were very attached to the Grumpy Old Men movie.
Mm-hmm. Those two when we were growing up. What's his name from Rocky?
Oh yeah, Burgess.
Yes, my brother was like obsessed with him when we were younger because of those movies.
He steals both those movies. He's the best. Not to get off topic about that, but just real quick about that, he had dementia at the end of that movie, making that last movie, and they had to coach him the entire time what to say. It's incredible, and how funny he is. Still on top of it. Basically, not even being.
His delivery is great. Oh, that's really sad. I mean,
anyways, side note of that. But back to Groundhog Day. The music though, you can't. But the song that still, I didn't know it. I guess is when I was in. I think I just graduated college. I was watching it a lot. Yeah, I think it was 20. So it was like 2014, 13 or 14. I was watching that movie. It was on a lot. I was watching it. I'm like, what is that song in the middle? Like, it just hits me hard. And I'm like, I know what it is. And like, but it reminds me of Christmas.
Yes.
What is it? What is it? You know.
You're talking about when they're dancing in the snow?
You got it. What is it? It's my favorite. It hits me hard every time.
I don't know the words, but I do know the song.
I didn't know there's like pop versions of that song everywhere, and everyone loves it. I'm like, I thought that song I thought was written about me when I was like watching that movie. I'm like, this song, and then I'm reading it, the lyrics. I just like the sound of it. I didn't know what the lyrics were. I'm like, this is such a pretty song.
I don't know.
And then I read the lyrics, and the lyrics are amazing. I was like, this is so good. I'm like, and then I play it on the piano. I'm like, the chords are so great.
Yeah,
like,
it's a really great song.
So good.
What is the name of it?
Jazzy.
What's the name of the song? You Don't Know Me? No.
Yep, you got it. I was about to say it. You got it. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a great song.
You don't know me.
I love that when they're dancing. Like, it just you really think that he's gonna be a better person after this moment, this day, and you're like, yes, this is it. This is the turning point. And then he blows it, and it's like,
well, I think that was what makes the writing special. It's like, okay, that could be the end of the movie, and that's it. But it's like, no. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens after that, and it's great because he goes for that, right? And then he realizes, I forget what happens. He just kind of gives up, or basically on everything with her, because he keeps. I think they have. He tries again.
He tries again. Yeah, he blows it that night. I forget what happens. Oh, she wants to leave, and he doesn't want her to leave because he knows in the morning this is all going to go away. So he's too forceful.
And then he keeps trying.
And he blows it. And then he tries to force it the next day, and it doesn't work out. She thinks, and then they just do like cuts of day after day of him just like blowing it with her.
Right. I should know this because
yeah.
I'm a little out of sequence. It's been a couple days.
It's fun. But then he basically crumbles and like loses it because what's the point now?
But I love how he's like, what turns him the other way, right? He loses. It's the old man, Pops, right?
Oh yeah,
and it gets really dark.
Yeah,
and that kind of puts him in a different path. Seeing him, and there's such a cool line that the nurse gives him where he goes like, because he tries taking care of him as best he can throughout that day. Like, he's going to live a couple more times, but it's like he dies no matter what. That is his fate. That's what I'm saying. Like, that the guy who wrote this understood the rules of God, and he's like, things are going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
It's so deep. I'm telling you, watch it a few more times. Just there's so much there in every scene. Like, really, really think about it. It's hard not to see all these things that the guy was putting together underneath this like goofy comedy. But then we got to talk about how he just steals Phil because when he loses.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was a real. I didn't know because it seems like it looks like the groundhog from Caddyshack, but it's a real groundhog in that scene with him.
Yeah, he said he bit him a bunch of times too. He's like, it was a
wild,
crazy time trying to film
that's when he learns that he can't die, and he drives his car off the cliff too. That's
right, because he wakes up. That's
immortal.
when it happens, right? But that's when he's getting really depressed. It's like, Phil, you look terrible. That's what happens. That's right. So,
you know who we have to talk about? The lady who owns the bed and breakfast.
Yes.
She's in, what movie did we watch? Where she's in? We watched a movie probably over the summer, and she was in it. Are you not
Wedding
gonna
Singer?
Get it? Yay! I forgot her name in Wedding Singer, but she does the flowers. That's her. She's a great character too.
It just had a click with me.
Yeah, I love when he takes the coaster out of the kitchen, like he just carries it upstairs.
And how baller is that?
Still in it.
When he's watching Jeopardy with the old people, what is like titty caca, and they're just like, oh, great. What is the road? He says, what is the road?
Yeah, he doesn't even wait for the question to finish, and he says the answer.
I mean, and I love the beginning though. This, it's light. He goes like, it's like, when he's like, I make the weather. It's like, what's the matter? Just a few flakes. It's just a couple flakes.
So you see the hot, it's gonna come in.
That was us a few weeks ago when we had like the nor'easter came our way. Yeah. Everyone's just like freaking out. I'm like, what's going? It's just a couple flakes.
I love the contrast between the first Groundhog's Day scene.
Yeah.
And then the last one where he brings them coffee and he brings them food and so nice. He's like, I have a better shot over here. It should be really great.
Yeah. Yeah. It does warm your heart that he found peace in this world, in this, you know, in this curse.
Yeah. Because if he's going to live the same day over and over again, he might as well, you know, make the best of it and make the best of it.
And that's a learning message for people, including myself. But it's hard. It's hard not to want to escape from things when things are just feeling so terrible. Like, how do you escape from a prison? But to him, it was a prison. There was nothing really wrong with it to begin with. He just was like, okay, I want to just get to the next day. It's just sickening.
Yeah, because the town never changed. New.
But yeah, he had to find a different path that just can give him harmony. And, you know, I think it was that turning point where he had the night with Andie MacDowell.
No, yeah. No, what's their name in the movie?
Her name is, why am I blanking on her name?
Oh my God, I can't think of her name either.
Andie MacDowell. No, it'll come to me. I'm just like, I got so many different things on my mind right now. Just caught me off guard. Oh my God.
But yes, he has that moment. They're flicking the cards. It's great. And he's like, I love that. Yes, Rita.
I was like, come on.
I love that line when they're throwing the cards and he says that it takes a long time to learn, like to practice it.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cute, you know. And like, you know, she's just a very sweet person. So she still finds the good in him, like even though he's consumed by the darkness of the force. I don't know how she somehow finds
the darkness of the force
of the weatherman force. Yeah.
Well, when he drops his ego and becomes like, you know, an actual person.
Yeah. By the way, so it's kind of funny how this movie was made. The intro, do you know the intro was shot much later? They added that later because they felt like they needed more. Because if you know, it's kind of weird how this movie starts. Like they go out to Punxsutawney or whatever, and then there's like all these kind of opening credits, like right after that weatherman scene where he's talking about the front and stuff like that. They added that. I forget exactly why, but I think it's like they just needed more and kind of set up his character.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I think originally the story was supposed to start with him already in the loop.
I think there's a couple different. Yeah, I think that might have been one of them. Yeah, there's a couple different. But then they decided
to start it before it so that you could see what kind of person he was, and then why. Yeah, he's in the loop.
Sorry, I'm sorry. One of the YouTube shows I was watching, they do what we do, you know, podcasts, deep dives on movies and stuff, and it was like he had a very, very deep dive on this movie, which I learned more about the behind the scenes stuff and the creation of it, and I guess what do you want to call it? Yeah, I guess behind the scenes, like just how it got made. But he said that, you know, they talked about that a lot. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, but then there's like, not to get into the drama of it, you know, there was a lot of things with him and Harold, but like Bill just got divorced. It's in Harold's daughter's book about how they had a huge problem on set. But Bill Murray's everybody's had a hard time with Bill Murray on set.
Yeah, but no one knows what the falling out between Harold Ramis and Bill Murray was. No one knows to this day why. They just felt they've had a falling out. They're probably
just at each other's throats, like he's a jerk and I have to deal with him all the time. Sometimes it just gets
but to never be friends ever again until Harold Ramis is on his deathbed. I don't know.
Yeah, that was, I think, like I said,
that's kind of extreme.
They say Bill, I think, had a wake up call when that happened. He's like, that guy was my friend.
No, Harold, didn't Harold Ramis like call to like say he wanted to see Bill? Yeah,
he didn't. I think he's still paying for that right now, Bill Murray. He's like, because after he died, he gave a lot of like regret
they did get together. They got together when Harold Ramis was on his like deathbed. They got together. That was like the first time.
So that's what I'm saying.
I think his biggest regret was like not making amends. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, okay. That's my point. Is that no, it's okay. So that's my point. Is that he, according to what people said, like, oh, he, because of his falling out probably from this movie and then further on later in life, but like he's like that guy, hey, that guy put me on the map. Like he loved that guy. We just had a falling out with him because whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't show in this movie at all, luckily.
No. And I think, we saw Ghostbusters. I think there's a lot more thrown into how he really felt towards him that's shown in that movie and stuff. I don't know. I didn't know them. They're celebrities. They're actors. Who really knows what's going on in their lives? But when it reflects on this movie, it's tough to see. And that Harold Ramis is in this movie as a doctor who can't really see anyway. He's so much heavier in this movie too.
I love how he's like, you can get a CAT scan tomorrow, and he's like, no, I can't tomorrow.
Oh yeah, even with the psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever.
Yeah.
How about we reschedule tomorrow? He takes that pillow and he's like, starts slamming his face. Oh my gosh, so
amazing.
Yeah. He steals the bank card and he's just like, it's like 5, 4 car or whatever he counts down from. That little kid falls out of the tree and he saves him. And he just starts saving people. He becomes Superman basically. Saves his brother from choking. That's no joke there.
Oh right, yeah, he chokes in the restaurant on the day he.
Yeah, his brother's the mayor or whatever.
Is he the mayor? I don't know what he is. He's like
whatever he is. Groundhog guy.
Yeah. Groundhog guy.
All right, guys, we got him.
I love the auction scene. It's so unnecessary. Like when with the Bachelor auction, it's so bizarre.
Well, because I mean, why wouldn't they all want him? He saved everybody that day.
It's so bizarre that, I guess it just goes to show.
Do you know who's in that scene, by the way, or is in this movie? And he's so young. And I found this out like last year. I was watching it.
Who?
As the young couple that go, WrestleMania tickets. Do you know who that guy was?
No.
Speaking of Superman, in the newer Superman, he plays the bad guy.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Plays Zod. No, plays Zod.
I have no idea. I didn't see the new Superman movie.
Oh, man. Michael Shannon? Do you know who that is? Oh, maybe you don't even know who I'm talking.
The name sounds familiar.
Well, we know him as big because he was in Superman. He was the bad guy. But like, he's in this movie, such a young actor.
In which Superman movie?
Oh my God.
In the Zack Snyder
Man of Steel, yeah.
Michael Shannon. That name is so familiar.
Am I saying his name right? I think it's Shannon. Yeah,
I don't know.
Michael Shannon.
Let me see if I can even see the picture. If you hold it up to the screen.
This guy. That guy?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's in it. He's really young. He's the couple. He's one of that one of the WrestleMania tickets. Like, at the very end of the movie with the auction / party, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't notice him.
Yeah. Bill Murray, I think, really knows how to play piano, by the way. That whole piano part is amazing.
Yeah. When I was watching it, I was like, I wonder if that's really him or not.
No, I don't know. Someone told me it is. I'm like, I don't know. I've been watching him. I don't know. I don't think it's really him. I don't believe it. But I mean, if you just go like this and just go.
It looks like you playing.
I like when he goes and he like points. That's all you need. That's all you need, baby. All right. Guess what, kids? Now we got a couple more minutes. I do have to run out of here, but it's been fun.
I love this movie.
I think actually we hit everything I wanted to talk about. Like I said, it's a great movie to keep rewatching if you like that kind of
there's
deep philosophical things, and it talks about like. I'm sorry.
It's hard for us to talk about this movie because there's so many scenes. Like it's not like there's so many scenes, so it's hard to break it down scene by scene. So like,
what I
this
wanted
has
to say
definitely been like more of a deeper conversation about a movie.
no, it's okay. But I think like for people who are just also, they just always want to try to win somebody over, and they always think they have a chance, like, oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know, this movie kind of gives that person hope. It's not going to happen. Trust me. But at least this movie gives you the power to rethink life. It's like, okay, if you're not going to win at that, you can win at life some other way. I don't know. I felt like that was the message, and that really helps me. So this movie is kind of therapeutic for some people who have, like, and Bill Murray said, he goes like, what I love about this movie, it's his proudest movie. He says it, this is my most proudest work, because he loves the idea that humans make mistakes and that we all deserve a second chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think a lot also can be said for, you know, you have to be happy with who you are first before you can make someone else happy.
Right. And that's right. To love yourself. That is the bigger message in this movie for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I love it. I need to watch it more. Well, it doesn't exist on streaming right now. I had to pay for it. So.
Yeah. I don't
Netflix,
know why.
please
I thought
pick
I
it up
own
again.
it. I thought I bought it, but I don't own it. I can't find it. But I'll find it. I'll buy it. I gotta definitely have it. It's silly that I don't. I think it's always been on TV, so I just like, just gonna watch it when it's on all the time. So surprised it wasn't really on for. They usually play it around Groundhog's Day. No channel had it.
Oh,
I guess
wow, that's so weird.
Very strange. Yeah.
That's really strange.
Any other quotes that I wanted to say before we get out of here? We hit a lot of them. I'm sure I'll think of them when I leave, but I mean,
there's some good ones in the diner when he's talking to Andie MacDowell and he's trying to convince her that he lives every day, because he goes up to every person. He's like, this person does this, this person does that.
Well, that's my favorite line too. He goes like, I'm a god. And he says a great line. He says that, like, he's like, maybe God isn't omnipotent or something. He goes like, what if he's just been around so long he knows everything?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that is a really
what a cool line. Awesome line.
That is a really good line.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I just love, how he says, when is it? Oh, when the lady from Wedding Singer goes like, what? It goes like, what's the chance of getting out today? He goes like, the first time he's like, chances are like 100% or something, and then he goes like, I'd say about 80%. and he goes, and he comes back, goes 70, 80. Like he's not sure. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Love this movie. Everyone should watch
good.
it. I don't care if you hate it. I get why you hate it. I totally get it. I used to not, and it's not like it either. I thought it was a little kind of weird and boring. But as I grow up older, it hits me in so many ways. I relate to it. Just seeing Bill Murray do some ice sculpturing is pretty awesome. So
yeah.
And the piano playing. Oh, he kicks that little girl out. It's pretty hysterical.
Oh, I know. It's so funny. He gives her the money and then she just throws her out.
I can start now. I mean, me as a piano teacher, I'd be like, okay, you're out.
Get out of here, kid. Probably giving lessons for free.
Sorry. No thanks. You'll get better someday. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's really great. I love it. But yeah, that's it. I think we got, if we're keeping the timeline we already were thinking about, we got something special next week.
Yes, we do. I think we do.
Yeah.
I think we do.
Yeah. All right. We've been Brewsic and Boozies, as usual.
Yes. Love you all. And what can I say except this is Phil Connors. So long.
Bye.